Welcome everyone, 'tis I, Z Gaming Guy, and welcome to Will You Press the Button? Pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty much like Would You Rather, kind of, but you're given an option, but there's a catch, and you get to choose whether you would take this or not. So this is literally the first one that came up before, I didn't skip any. This is the first one, and we already got a solid one, which is, would you press the button? Able to travel wherever you want with eternal life, including having a backpack which can teach you languages in seconds for some reason, also with any supplies you need. But you must do this alone, which makes you lose the ability to raise a family, and if you don't travel to another area within 2 months, you die. That's pretty cool. You're just like an eternal wanderer. You'd be legend. You know what I mean? And what's a different area though too is another question. Like a different country, a different just like city, or I mean, you'd have to live out in the forest constantly because you couldn't just. I mean, you know how leases work, right? That's just not going to happen unless you had like infinite money. I guess I don't know if that's really saying it. Unless you can pull a house out of your damn backpack of infinite storage. However, I'm gonna have to give that a no. I will not press the button. That just sounds really inconvenient. 2 months in one place, that's not a whole lot of time. You know what I mean? So, no. 55% of the people did not press it. So, very interesting. The top comment says, I don't want to become Dora. Fair enough. So here's an interesting one. You will become best friends with any famous YouTuber, but you cannot watch any other YouTube famous people. Does that... What if I become famous because of it? Can I not watch my own videos? How would I edit? I'm gonna assume they don't count that into consideration. However, this is like, this is a fast track to success on YouTube. I mean, that sounds pretty tempting. And honestly, I don't really watch, well, I do watch a lot of YouTube, but it's not like specific people a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't watch the Markiplier or Dashie, stuff like that, all that much anymore. I mostly watch, well, I watched Philip DeFranco. This is an interesting question. You know what? No. I'm not going to do it. What would you guys do? That's kind of interesting. 52% of the people agreed, well, would press the button. 48% of people would not. I haven't even read this yet, but it's really long, so this must be good. You push the button and experience a state of pleasure, stimulation, bliss, excitement, and fulfillment hundreds of magnitudes greater than anything you will ever experience anywhere else in this universe and suffer no negative side effects. But this is a negative side effect, apparently. You return to your normal life once you release the button. Everything is a great disappointment now compared to the experience of pushing the button. You just said there was no negative side effect. That's a negative side effect. But, some of the top comment, if you hold the button, you'll just be joyful forever. Yeah, I'll just like get a rock and I'll set it on the button and be like, oh, for like the next 70 years. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll press that button. 58% of people agree with me. Google gives everyone free internet, but Apple goes out of business. If we're gonna have any corporate place take over the world, just let it be Google. They know what they're doing, all right? Google, you can make us phones and stuff, like, just get it over with. Bring Google Fiber to me. That's where I'm getting at, okay? Just bring Google Fiber to me, please. I don't know why you can fly, but at the same speed you can walk. I mean, that's still better than what I can currently do. So, yeah, I mean, that can save your life. All of a sudden, fear of heights aren't really as much of an issue because you can just stop yourself from, yeah, totally. That's still, that's just a lane power kind of, but it's still a power. I mean, come on. 87% of the people, like, why would you not? I don't get it. You can read anything, any language, even music, but you can't write anything by any means. Are they saying just me though? Like if I'm like, hey you, can you write this for me please? Like that should still work, right? Because, one of the comments never said anything about typing, but I'm gonna assume they meant typing as well. Like, quick rant. a thing that annoys me about this kind of stuff, or would you rathers, is people being like, but you didn't say this. It's like, you know that they probably meant that in the category, though. They don't want to list every single counter argument in that thing. So we're just going to go off of what the creator of this probably intended and assume typing is not also something you can do. With that said, though, I would absolutely take that. 50-50. Interesting one to be split on. What would you do? Would you accept that or no? Bears will never attack you, but rabbits will always attack you. Just imagine, like, you're walking through the forest and this bear's like, we cool. I'm like, all right, cool, bear, cool. Turn the corner, these rabbits are like having clubs. There's like, fuck him up! I think I'd have a better shot at fighting a rabbit than I would a bear. Then again, going into like pet stores would be really inconvenient because I'm, you know, like I said, I'm walking by and all the rabbits is just like at me, and the owner's like, what did you do to my rabbits? And I'm like, they're just fucking savages, okay? I can't stop them. But I'd do it. I'd rather fight a rabbit. 48% of the people only would press a button. What? Okay. Alright, that's cool. You can go into or out of any video games you want, but you can't play any sort of multiplayer while inside the game. I feel like this is going to be pretty lopsided, because I wouldn't even want to do multiplayer if I was in there myself, you know what I mean? But could you imagine going in and being, you know, Pokemon, Skyrim, I don't know if Mass Effect would be that great, honestly. Reapers would probably be a lot more scary when you're actually in there. I don't see a downside to this, though, so it's only when you're in the game. It's not like permanently or anything. So, hell yeah. So this is worded weird, but basically, you can understand every language in the world, but you cannot speak any of them except for your native language. Again, like, that's hardly a downside. I mean, yeah, it would be kind of dumb and wouldn't make sense that you couldn't speak it, but the fact that you can understand it would still be, like, you know, helpful. So I'm gonna have to say yes. Yes, 71% would agree. You can have sex with anyone you want, STD free, but you can no longer get breadsticks at Olive Garden. No, I won't. Have you had Olive Garden breadsticks? Okay, it's like, it is sex, basically. You gain the ability to become anyone and anything you want after making contact with and absorbing a copy of their DNA, and being able to combine the DNA of different people/animals. But if you shift for 2 hours or longer at a time, you are stuck in that form for the rest of your life. By you shift for 2 hours or longer at a time, are you implying, as in, like, you're anything but your original self? Or are you saying, if I become, like, this person, I can't stay as them for more than 2 hours, but I can still go from that person to that person to that person in, like, a 4-hour span. Is that fine? Because if that's the case, it's really not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll take it. And so would 72% of the people. Some of these are pretty interesting. It's very detailed and exact. But there are a lot of these that are really dumb, too. You are now able to swim at 50 miles per hour, but when you swim, you turn into a random sea organism. That's kind of fucking cool, honestly. Especially, like, what if you turn into, like, it said anything, right? It could be just a random one. So you can turn into a little, like, seahorse, and it's just like, and you're just like, holy fuck, that seahorse is fast. God damn. But, yeah, I'd take it. I mean, what's the fastest something can swim, though? I just, now that I'm thinking about it, like, can a predator swim faster than that and catch me? Because if I'm the fastest thing on the sea, it doesn't matter, but should have thought of that. You have all the superpowers in the Marvel and DC universe. That's a lot of powers, some pretty cool powers, but you can only use them for bad. I mean, that's kind of subjective. Are you just saying what a majority of people think about something? Let's just say hypothetically, okay? Hypothetically. We convince a lot of people that Logan Paul is the greatest person on this planet. Is he a valid target at this point? Just throwing it out there. You get to go on an adventure. You'll save the world, get the girl, and have the best damn battle theme ever. But You will have party members. Half of them will die horrible deaths. You have no way of knowing who. I mean, how long is this adventure? You know what I mean? Like, are the party members going to be people I know, or is it just like, is it going to be like, you know, typical? I'm going to talk to someone. They happen to stumble into a bar with me as I'm trying to talk, and they're like, "Hey, I heard you were looking for this. I might know something." And then that's how I meet them, and then we form a bond, and we're like, "Yeah, kick ass, man." So you know how it goes. You've played RPGs, right? Probably. If it's like that, I'm not as you know, connected to them. And it is random. There's still a chance that the one I do like, yeah, we'll take it. Take it. Click. Yep. 67% would press that button. What would you do? Would you press the button? You gain $300,000 a week, but you have to spend it all in the same week or you no longer gain it. Okay, I get it. So if you don't spend every penny, then you're not going to get it every week anymore. For a second, I thought it meant like it doesn't accumulate, and I'm like, so? I mean, the top comment said it already, but yeah, give whatever's left to charity. You know what I mean? If you can't do it on the last day, just be like, hey, charity. And just throw up money all over them, and they'll be like, oh, shower me with your golden money. So, yeah. You have all future bills, payments, and other expenses paid in forward for the rest of your life, which is amazing. By payments, though, like, is this basically saying anything money related? Like, can I just get anything at this point? Or is it just saying stuff like my phone bill and yeah, I think it's something like that probably. But what if I was to buy a house? That's a payment, you know what I mean? And as for the sense of taste, I mean, look, I'm a picky eater. I don't want to be though. If I could enjoy my vegetables as much as I enjoy my goddamn pizza, that'd be great. So maybe if I lose my sense of taste, I can just force myself to eat healthy because it's not like it's gonna taste any worse. I'd do it. Yeah, I'd do it. Okay, you guys, final question. Final ultimatum. You regenerate, have eternal youth, and if you die, you are resurrected within an hour. But every death leaves you with a permanent scar, and each time you die, there's a 1% chance you wake up with no memories. I think that sounds cool. And a lot of people apparently are making Doctor Who references. I don't know if this is. I've never watched Doctor Who. I'm sorry. But that sounds pretty dope to me. So I'd press the button. And apparently 72% would as well. Would you press the button? Well, that does it for this time, you guys. What'd you think of it? Do you prefer this over Would You Rather? I personally like Would You Rather more, but there's a lot of repeats in that. This one seemed to have a lot of fresh ones. A lot of dumb ones. I had to skip probably like 20 minutes of absolute butthole questions, but you know, we're getting there eventually. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your answers on some of these questions. I'm very curious. And I'll see you in the next one. Like, what? You did it again! You did that. You already did that once. Oh man, my nipples are rock hard right now. Just gotta follow the old dusty trail. Set ourselves up nice and fine for a jump scare, I reckon.